Assassin's Creed Unity hates the player. I don't think it hates gamers like Garfield hates Mondays, but it has the arrogance of a big-budget AAA title that expects people to blindly pre-order on a massive scale. Whatever artistic merit achieved by setting the game in revolutionary Paris was lost every time I saw the not-so-subtle advertisements for the game's DLC and microtransactions. Decades from now, historians will look back on Assassin's Creed U as representing the apex of scummy business practices in the most popular entertainment medium of the century. We saw shadows of Ubisoft's complete disdain for the consumer mere months before Unity's release. You remember a game called Watch Dogs? It met with such a meh from a hyped games media that I feel as if I'm exhuming a corpse by mentioning it, yet the game serves as a case study on how Ubisoft snubbed its nose at the people that fund its European getaways. There was the obvious problem of visual downgrade, where Watch Dogs was supposed to be a launch window next-gen title that looked decidedly less futuristic than its trailer footage. Ubisoft declared that there was no downgrade, even though modders found disabled graphical improvements in the PC version that subjectively made the game look better. Assassin's Creed U received a similar graphical downgrade, aka they showed off a beautifully rendered open world running on unfathomably powerful PCs for people to then pop the game into their consoles and see a picture about as clear as one of Monet's cataract-clouded paintings minus the inspiration. Then there's the E3 fiasco where Ubisoft said that women were too hard to animate even though one of the main characters was female, and the guy who did the animations for Assassin's Creed 3 called them out. The ensuing PR backpedaling demonstrated that Ubisoft had no problem lying about their priorities and expecting people to believe them. They even felt so mighty that they embargoed reviews of Assassin's Creed U to 12 o'clock on the day it came out. Here's what happened. Ubisoft needed the game to be out for the Christmas rush. The game was obviously unfinished, but they released it anyway, knowing that their months-long advertising campaign brought in a mountain of pre-orders. They then set the embargo late enough that it was already installed on consoles before people woke up to watch the Let's Plays. 2 months later, and the game is still loaded with bugs. Even the fixes were full of bugs, like some Xbox users who essentially re-downloaded the whole 40GB game as a single patch. The real tragedy is that Unity can't be fixed without completely flattening the game design and rebuilding from the ground up, because the game was conceived with whacking the consumer piñata first and artistic inspiration placed somewhere below meticulously cataloging the bridges of central Paris. To wit, Helix points. This is the microtransaction in-game currency you purchase with real cash. Now here's the problem. The game is hell-bent on telling you that your gear is too low a quality to tackle missions. You could then spend your precious free time grinding side missions for money to buy higher level gear, or simply spend upwards of $100 to instantly buy the gear with Helix points. To be fair, this isn't strictly necessary, since anyone who knows how to trick the AI and hide behind cover can beat the game in about 5 hours without spending an extra dime. Yet the game treats us as gullible idiots, cajoling us to spend a little money to move the game forward, like the time saver packs that Ubisoft so graciously offers to cover up the filler in their sausage of a game. This isn't an app you downloaded for free. This is a AAA fully priced title. So which came first, the crappy mission design, or the even crappier microtransactions meant to skip over all the fun they programmed into their game? Now I'm going to lay into the outlets that have absolutely failed to see Assassin's Creed U for what it is, the culmination of years of anti-consumer game design and business practices. I dare you to visit IGN, GameSpot, and Polygon, some of the biggest gaming websites on the internet, and search for microtransaction in their reviews, and you'll find nary a peep. These reviewers could cover their asses by saying that they had no idea of the pricing scheme since they only went live with the launch at midnight. Granted that an editor at IGN lobbed a few shells at the game for its bizarre design choices, but the wishy-washy, good but not great reviews that everyone read have been neither updated nor changed to reflect the post-launch reality. Only Kotaku had the fortitude to simply say, no, don't play this game. 7.8 proclaimed IGN, even Arthur Geis at Polygon gave it a 6.5, putting it within shooting range of Bayonetta 2. Now I don't believe in review scores, but the inconsistency of a hyped game getting a mere slap on the wrist makes extra nonsense. And you know what? Maybe we are as gullible as the game thinks we are. It hit the number 5 spot on the NPD's list of physically sold games in November, and according to VG charts, it passed the 4 million mark by the opening of 2015. I trash Assassin's Creed U not out of anger, but out of disappointment. I bought the game thinking that reviewers simply didn't appreciate the historical setting. I loved the French Revolution and erected an Eiffel Tower when a short-statured Corsican appeared on scene, but the game fails to even grasp the lowest rung of hyped expectations. It's designed to be fun so long as you spend the right amount of money or enjoy fetch quests where you kill the same 3 guys over and over again. Its narrative adheres to the tired white guy kills loads of other white guys to be with white girl formula. It tries to pass off British accents peppered with perfectly throaty French names as historical authenticity.
That's not entirely true. I have a name.
Who?
Robespierre.
It should be lauded for its ambition and chastised for its utter failure to attain. I think video games are art, but Assassin's Creed is like Michelangelo painting the creation of Adam and leaving out the angels as $15 add-ons. To me, Unity embodies almost everything that could go wrong with the creative practices within the video game industry. Thanks for watching, and mahalo!